It'd be funny if the judge just walks up next to him and shut.
Hey, you're supposed to, oh, there he is.
Yeah, I've been standing here for the last 20 minutes, but I couldn't hear nothing.
Well, I don't know why you didn't stay in the house. It's cold out. You got a hat on. You're walking down the street. This is a court proceeding.
Well, I'm running late for work, sir. Y'all, I have to be to work at 2 o'clock. I can't be late.
All right. Well, you keep walking to where do you work?
At American Axle?
Yeah, a long way to go.
No, I'm right here. I only live a block away.
All right. Well, you keep walking to work. I'm going to address another matter.
Okay, I'll be inside in about 2-3 minutes.
All right.
Like somebody hit him.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was talking to my landlord. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, I got into a car accident last week. Totaled my car.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and my other car not even working.
Keep walking. All right. Let's address our next matter. All right. So let's address our civil matter the best we can. Mr. Hester, can you hear me?
Yes, but can you see me or does it matter?
No, I can't see you. If you can hear me, I'm going to take a minute, advise you of your rights as a tenant in a landlord-tenant matter. This is file 23265 LT. It's entitled Terry and Larry Richmond versus Tracy Hester. This is demand for non-payment of rent. They allege that your rent is delinquent. As a defendant in a non-payment of rent case, you have the following legal rights. You have the right to obtain counsel for representation in this matter. If you cannot afford an attorney, a legal aid attorney may be available to help you. If the action is for non-payment of rent, and if you are eligible for any emergency assistance, you do not need the judgment to receive that assistance. Summons and complaint are sufficient, although some landlords disagree with that. If the plaintiff is agreeable, the Citizens Mediation Services, Inc. may be available as a possible source of case resolution. If both parties are agreeable to that, the court can help set that up. If you do reach an agreement with the plaintiff and a consent judgment is entered by the court, you would waive the rights listed above, but have the following additional rights. The judgment could not be enforced until 3 business days had passed. You could move to set aside those judgment within those 3 days if you misunderstood what you consented to or what you were waiving. Your motion to set aside the judgment would be set for a landlord-tenant hearing. However, if the judge does not find in your favor, the original judgment would stand. Ms. Richmond, what's the current arrearage?
Through April, he owes $682.73.
And I show court costs of $150.34. Does that sound right?
I have $150.24.
I got a.
Oh, you're right. It is 34.
All right, let's add that up. Total is $832.34. No, that's not right.
$832.97. No, that's not right either.
Let me do 682.73 plus 150.34 equals.
I put 2 4
633.07. 833.07. Gosh, I'm losing it.
Holy cow.
This wasn't even this.
One more time. 682.73 plus 150.34 equals 833.07 through April.
Yeah.
Mr. Hester, do you agree that through April you owe $833.07 worth of rent?
Yes, sir.
Well, the law requires that I adjourn this matter for 7 days. Do you think you'll be able to pay that by then?
Not by then, sir. Like I just told her, I got into a car accident last week and totaled my car, and I wasn't even able to work last week. So I have no money coming this week. I have to work and get money. So, and you know,
Well,
I
if I give you until 7 days, then the law requires that I give you another 10 days after that. So let's
yes.
see what we got here.
And I just gave them $1,750.
Yes, you've caught up quite a bit, so that's a good sign. 1 week from today is April 10th. And you have to be at work at 2.
Are you off that day?
What?
No,
I
Your
don't know.
Honor.
They got us
No,
working
we're here
7 days.
April 10th. We're off April 7th for Good Friday.
Oh, okay.
So if I set this right at 1:15,
Can you
Mr.
do
Hester, will you
anything
be able
earlier
to
than that,
appear?
sir?
What?
Can you do anything earlier than that? Because they were always subject to change my hours of where I come in earlier and stay later, and I have no control of that.
Well, I can do it at 1:10.
All right, that anything, just a little bit more time.
All right, that'll be April 10th. And at that time, it looks like your rent will be $833.07. I've certainly seen a lot worse. But if you get what you ask for, or what they ask for, they would get an additional 10 days to April 20th to pay the rent. And even then, they don't have to serve the rent. They have 56 days from that day to ask for it. But the rent, you did pay a substantial amount recently, is down to $682.73. The costs are the service fee and the filing fee, which add up to $150.34, which is $833.07. We will reconvene by Zoom, or you're welcome to be here live, Monday, April 10th. That's 7 days from today at 1:10 p.m. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, I'll let you get to work.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, I'll see you next week. Thank you, Ms. Richmond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I could barely hear you.
Well, that's on your end, but I can hear you now, so that's a
don't-
plus. We're waiting for Miss Larkin or Miss Richmond to log in.
I can't hear you, Your Honor.
Well, I'm not speaking. Can you hear me now?
Barely. I could barely hear
I
you.
will turn up your microphone.
I got my volume all the way up.
All right, I'll try
You
to
can hear me
speak
though?
loudly. I can hear you, yes. I can hear you now.
I could barely hear you.
All right, well, the problem is at your end. So everyone else has been able to hear me fine, so I will try to keep my voice up.
I don't know what to do, Your Honor.
What's your telephone number?
Okay, let's see.
I'm sorry.
Well, we've been
Hello?
struggling a little bit with our,
Can you hear me?
yes, I can. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes, I can.
Mr. Hester is having trouble hearing me, but he is here. We skipped ahead because you weren't here, so we did another case and we'll come to this one.
I don't
This
think
is
I,
file 23265 LT. We set this a little early at 110, but it didn't work out. Mr. Hester is here. This is filed as a demand for non-payment of rent. We determined last time that rent through April was $833.07. Is that still correct?
no, it's not.
Okay.
I have to back out the court costs.
Court costs are $150.34. Mr. Hester, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, but barely. I hear you.
All right, well, I'll try to speak up.
Okay, the arrearages now through April are $722.63.
All right, so he paid some. And then $150.34.
Man,
Equals $827.97. All right, Mr. Hester, apparently
Yes,
you
sir.
got farther behind. It was 682 and now it's 722. That's not right. 722.63 plus 150.34. That's the filing fee and the service fee. The total is $872.97. Mr. Hester, apparently you weren't able to pay anything since we were here last. The law says you get 10 days from today to pay the rent or be subject to being evicted. Through April, you owe $722.63. $150.34 in costs for a total of $872.97. That's not terrible, but if you don't have a lot of money, it's bad. Are you think you're gonna be able to pay this?
Your Honor, like I said last week, I got into a car accident and I didn't work last week, so I don't have a check this week. I don't know why they doing this to me. I've been renting from them for 5 years and I've never not paid my rent. And this is the first time I've got this far behind.
Well,
I've
let me
always paid
explain.
my rent.
They
And
can rent
I
for
got a
up
little
to
bit, they know my apartment got broken into and stole my safe with all my money and jewelry. They know this. I just don't understand, Your Honor.
Well, they can give you up to 56 days from today to pay the rent. So they can work with you on this, but they're
Well,
not
they didn't even,
required to.
they could have contacted me and told me this personally. They didn't have to take me to court for this. I've been a
Well,
rental
I don't
for
know
them for
about
5
that, but
years.
here we are. Are you still working at American Axle?
Yes, sir.
All right. Miss Richmond, why did the rent go up $40?
Late fee.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, hopefully you guys can work something out, but if you can't pay it, you're subject to being evicted. It's a lot easier to keep a good tenant in there than to move one out and move another one in. But 10 days from today is April 20th. Acceptance of a partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction. So stay in contact with Mrs. Richmond. If you can work out some sort of way to get this caught up, they can agree to work with you, but they do not have to. And you're right, when you go to court, then you get a late fee, you get filing fee, you get service fee, everything goes up. But what I find is some landlords wait too long, and then the hole is so deep that people can't get out of it. So right now, we're only a month behind. So hopefully you can get reconciled here. And I will send this to you at your address. And you stay in contact with the plaintiffs, the Richmonds.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I hope you can work something out. Good luck.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, got it.
Good morning. You guys were talking about personal business. I didn't think you wanted to air it out there, so I muted it.
Thank you.
I would just have a little update. We were here last week on Tracy Hester, and he was agitated about some things. He got arrested later that night
I know.
on a methamphetamine charge, and I'm not sure what the status of that is, but that might explain some of what's going on.
Yeah, there was about 9 police cars there for him and his girlfriend.
Mm. Well, I was telling you something you already knew about.
Well,
This case is Terry and Larry Rich